Hello, welcome to my video once more. Now I'm going to address this aspect of sleep quarter. Some folks, some individuals feel that for having a healthy lifestyle or living a healthy lifestyle, you need to sleep approximately 8 hours a day, which is up. I don't buy that fact because we have different activities, we have different body metabolism. It's just like somebody will tell you need to drink 3 liters of water a day. We discourage that so much, except recommended by a doctor for a particular reason. We say that, or I will advise that your sleep quarter should be minimized as much as possible because if you are working on a prescription, I think we'll be working on a deficit. Assume you are sleeping 8 hours a day, that's one third of your life, your day. It means that by the time you sleep for 3 days, 8 hours each, you have used one day for sleeping and 2 days for your activities, which means every 3 years you use 1 year to sleep. It means by the age of 30, you have been sleeping for 10 years, which I don't look at it to be very encouraging. By the time you are 60, you've used 20 years of your life to sleep. And what's the average lifespan of a human? Sleep is something which should come based on your activity. And most of us sleep so much due to poor feeding habits. Because most of the foods we take into our system are dead foods. Look at the goat and the dog. The goat eats more of fresh food, the dog eats more of dead food. That's why the dog will sleep more than the goat will do. All herbivores sleep less than all carnivores. But man being omnivore, we should adapt more or incline more to a herbivorous dietary plan. Some persons will call it vegetarian diet. I will always recommend ketogenic diet. But if you are going more vegetarian, it's also very encouraging. We should understand that digestion starts in the mouth. And your mouth will not digest food that is not alive very well. If your starch have been killed entirely, how do you expect amylase to break it down at the level of the mouth? So you will need plenty quantity of starch to have some quantity of what? Amylase to act on the smallest available starch that's found in it if you are consuming that starchy food that's already there. That's one of the reasons we should avoid overcooking food. When you cook food for so long, you destroy the food. And you require plenty quantity. And when you take in plenty quantity of food at the same time, it's going to create an inertia. And with that high level of inertia in your system, you will not be able to meet up with your normal regular activity. Consider yourself a student, you eat a heavy diet made up of plenty dead food, you are going to do what? If you have to read, you fall asleep within a short time. But if you consume fresh fruit, you see that your resistance during their studies will be more compared to if you are eating dead food. Experiment it, get a plate of salad in the evening by 6 p.m. You see how long you can stay awake before going to bed. But get a overcooked, starchy food and see the difference. Or eat beef, you see the difference. So we said that you should try to eat foods that have less genetic code because breaking down food also goes with how complex the food source is. If you are eating beef, you cannot compare the digestive process with someone who is eating vegetable or tuber because beef is a more complex organism. To break it down is more challenging compared to plants. So we should try to eat food. If you are not on vegetarian diet, you want to do the other form, you want to eat another form of protein other than plant protein, you should try to get to those organisms that are far away from man, that are not as complex like man or mammals generally. For instance, fish. That's more of the reason they will tell you the person who eats the grasshopper, the termite, the fish is better than the person who eats meat. The person who eats the mammal like the chimpanzee, the monkey, will face more challenges compared to the person who eats an antelope that is a herbivore, compared to the person who eats, let's say, you eat something like a reptile. So we have to ensure that we control our diet. And we should not always base on this fact of standard, because there's no standard menu for persons or individuals. At home, if you are a banker, you must not eat with your son who might possibly be a footballer, because you have different requirements. A bricklayer cannot eat like a medical doctor, as well as a classroom teacher or a student shouldn't eat the same like somebody who is a boxer, because they have different needs. That brings me back to water. They tell you you take 3 liters of water a day. What happens with a truck pusher or a bricklayer? Can he take the same quantity of water with a bank manager? A bank manager have an AC car, AC home, and AC vehicle, AC house or resident around him. He hardly sends out water through sweat. How do you compare him with somebody who is doing a bricklaying job, who send out plenty of water daily? Should they have a standard of 3 liters of water daily? You just have a thought, food for thought, and see if really we should have standards on food or standards on water. So we should do everything you do it moderately. But my advice to you is, when you are taking food, it should be more alive. 40 to 50%, 35, 40 to 50% of your diet should be alive, should be natural, should be fresh. And research has confirmed that the shorter the duration your food is prepared, that means if you eat food that was prepared few minutes ago, you are better than the person who eats food that have been prepared or was prepared approximately 3, 4, 7, 10 hours ago, because your food is still fresh. So we should avoid eating a lot of dead food, and we should not have standard meals, especially with our kids, because they are growing, their requirement is much more than ours. If you learn something from the video, you give a thumb up, and you also share, press the share button, friends and relatives, so that they too should benefit from what you have acquired from my video. Thank you, and see you during my next video. Bye bye.